So in today's workplace, we use what we call a strength-based approach. And that means aligning work with people's natural strengths and abilities, their natural drives for something. Because when people are playing to their strengths, and I'm not a sporting person, but I know you'll understand the analogy, if you try to play someone who's supposed to be a wing player and you play them in defence, they're not going to bring their best game. So when we play people in the workplace, we need to also play them to their strengths to allow them to thrive. Because when we play to our strengths, we're usually in flow. And it means that work feels like it's not work. Let me show you what I mean using the software that we use, the predictive index. So here you'll see the design of a job that I've designed in the predictive index, and it's a behavioural design, behavioural profile, if you like, of a job. So looking at this tells me, and I'm looking at the orange lozenges, this tells me that this job requires more analytical, factual, head-down type of work. So you'll see the, have I got a pointer on here? I probably have. This thingy? No. I'll point. The furthest one over there that says reserved. So it's telling me that this job requires a person who is more reserved, they're more analytical, they prefer working with facts and data. It also tells me that this job requires a person who is precise, accurate, thorough, with really strong follow-through. That's the lozenge over this side. So I'm looking at the two that are furthest apart. It also then tells me that this job requires attention to detail, high standards, and an uncompromising approach to quality. That's what the job demands. Let's have a look at a person I've overlaid on the job. So the person is represented by the A, B, C, D. This person is not playing to their strengths. This person will find this job challenging. Can they do it? Of course. We can always flex into whatever job we've got to do, but they'll find it exhausting because their natural strengths are to be outgoing, to be social, to be persuasive. They should be in a customer-facing role where they're getting energy from people. They also like to bend the rules a whole lot. So they're not precise and accurate. They want to be able to make exceptions to the rules. They like to be spontaneous. They like to be flexible. So this person is not in flow in their work. Conversely, if we look at this person, look how beautifully they land in all of those places that they're supposed to land for this job. This person will find the work effortless because everything about this job is exactly what this person enjoys doing. So for them, they're very much in flow. So I guess the starting point for thinking about performance reviews is, have I got the person in the right job in the first place? Are they playing to their strengths? You can probably imagine that the performance review that we might conduct with this person might feel very different to the performance review that we conduct with this person. One person allowed to play to their strength, the other one trying to force themselves into their strengths. So we've got two very different approaches to performance review. So I want to share with you today a fairly simple framework for performance reviews that you'll be able to use and take away. And it covers three areas. The first area is called review, and this is where we compare performance against the measures of success that have been set for the period under review. The second stage is to reflect. It's a reflection period where we actually critically examine the results. We look at performance, how we can help this person grow and develop. And we also do some self-reflection at this point. And the third stage is what I would call reset. So this is where we then think about goals and targets for the future and what we're going to do and how we're going to measure those.